They're trying to exercise their right to conduct oversight. There weren't people with green cards being picked up off the street. Public opinion is shifting against ICE and what the DHS is doing here.
Let's see what Jessica Tarlov has to say to debunk her MAGA co-host on Trump's targeting of Democratic officials, something we on the left said was going to happen as soon as he took office, and now it's happening. So strap in, leave us a like first if you can. It helps our video, boosts us in the algorithm, and we'll hop right into the debate.
They're trying to exercise their right to conduct oversight, and they're arguing that they were being prevented.
They got in.
Eventually, but there's no question. The scuffle outside appears to be quite messy on both sides of it. And I'm not saying that Congresswoman McIver is not really pushing her way in, and there are eyewitnesses there who say that it was ICE agents who initiated the physical contact. They had seen the mayor of Newark being taken away, and Alina Habba, the interim U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, has now dropped the charges against him in the hopes of being able to move forward. And I think that's the way that the government is indicating that they know that they have been overplaying their hand on this, and that public opinion is shifting against ICE and what the DHS is doing here. So we will see.
It's funny because nothing like this happened under the Biden administration. If anything, we saw the opposite with like how arrestable Matt Gaetz was and never was charged for what he did. I mean, only to now, just in 100 days, see the Trump administration bring charges against Letitia James, arrest a Democratic judge, a Democratic mayor, a Democratic congresswoman, open investigations into James Comey, who Trump has had a vendetta against for not prosecuting Hillary at his demand in his first term, and has went as far to say that he would look into overturning pardons to go after the January 6th committee. I mean, it's the blatant weaponization of the DOJ to target your political enemies unfolding right before our eyes. The one thing that I would thank him for is showing everyone what it really looks like. So anyone who tries to say that Biden was weaponizing the DOJ still just looks like even more of an idiot.
I know that she was trying to get in there to see what's actually going on at this point. And you say, well, they weren't doing this under the Biden administration. There weren't people with green cards being picked up off the street and held in detention facilities under the Biden administration.
Well,
we weren't sending
have
people
deportation
to
orders to detain most of them. A lot of them are gang members.
But that's the thing we are finding out. But that's the thing, on an almost daily basis, we are finding out that there are people who are being detained unlawfully, that they should not be in there, that they are innocent. If they came here illegally, that they actually went through the asylum system, that they were due their day in court. And now they're in a detention facility here, or they've been sent to El Salvador. And you can understand why people are skeptical of this and why people are honestly pushing back on certainly this aspect of Donald Trump's immigration policy. And you hear,
the Trump administration just did a little oopsies and thought nobody would care about due process if it was brown people they were doing it to. Oddly enough, the same thought process that a lot of people had during Jim Crow. That the lady had during the Central Park Five that Trump then went along with and never walked back. I wonder why that may be. When you come in and you're not only targeting your political enemies, you're wielding power like a dictator to do so, but you're also circumventing constitutional principles for an entire group of people on largely ethnic grounds, going as far as to deport legal residents without any criminal accusations or charges, student visas without criminal accusations or charges, even a U.S. citizen child with brain cancer at that. I mean, you can't write this level of cartoon villainy, but we're getting a front row seat to it in real life while MAGA cheers it on.
Kristi Noem today in front of the Senate, who can't define what habeas corpus is being pushed and pushed and pushed about what they're doing, and the American public is not standing for it.
This is both hilarious and appalling. I mean, this is the head of Homeland Security, 18th in line to the presidency, might I add. No, but she wasn't able to define a core constitutional principle, something she swears an oath to, when asked. One that also directly pertains to her dealings, right? Or, I mean, at least in the way this administration has been handling immigration, for sure. For all we heard about Biden's cabinet is DEI, Biden's cabinet is unqualified and inept, blah, blah. Like, what was the comparable moment of ignorance? I'm genuinely curious if anyone could point that out, because never in my life have I seen something as embarrassing as Kristi Noem, the dog killer herself, sitting in front of Congress and being unable to define what habeas corpus is. Probably couldn't spell it either, which is funny because it wasn't even asked to her as a gotcha, but it became one the second the entire room realized she didn't know what she was talking about.